What are the repercussions of trying to push God's will, of trying to push God's timing, of trying to make God's timing our timing? I want to do a quick Bible study of some things that I'm seeing in a new light, and I am looking in and around Genesis 16, a little beyond. And this is talking about how Sarah, Abraham's wife, had not been able to bear him children. And so she asked him to go sleep with her servant Hagar and try to have children through Hagar. But we see that as soon as Hagar's pregnant and has the baby, Sarah automatically starts treating Hagar harshly and cruelly. And I think that is so funny because that's exactly what she wished for. It's not like Abraham went behind her back and got her pregnant. And it's not even that Abraham was the one who was indicating to her that he should try and sleep with Hagar to have children. It was Sarah who initiated it. And so I think that we see right away the repercussions of trying to push God's timing and how that affects us emotionally. But then also how that affects others around us. So then we jump a little bit further and we go to the birth of Isaac, who is the firstborn son of Sarah. And we skip ahead to Genesis 21, and this is Genesis 21:6. And Sarah declared, "God has brought me laughter. All who hear about this will laugh with me." Right after that. So this is 21:9. But Sarah saw Ishmael, the son of Abraham, and her Egyptian servant Hagar, making fun of her son Isaac. So she turned to Abraham and demanded, "Get rid of that slave woman and her son. He is not going to share the inheritance with my son Isaac. I won't have it." So the way that I kind of read this, it seems like there's a couple interpretations that it could potentially be read that Hagar and Ishmael were actually like mocking Isaac and laughing at him, but also it can be interpreted that the boys were just playing, that they were laughing and enjoying each other's company. They're brothers after all. And so I thought that was so funny that she was saying those who hear about the story will laugh with me, and immediately it talks about someone laughing and she's offended. And again, another sign of the repercussions when we try to push God's will. And then also how that affects those around us. So Hagar, right after that, is being banished, basically. And we've got the story about Hagar and the well, and how the angel appeared to her. But what a way for Hagar to be treated. She's a servant of Sarah, so she's meant to serve Sarah, her master. And God makes that clear throughout scripture that Abraham is to do what Sarah says and that Hagar is meant to serve Sarah. But what a life for her because of someone else's sin. That she's, told to be impregnated, and then she gets pregnant, and then she's being treated cruelly, and then she's banished after all she's doing is raising her child alongside her child's brother. So I just thought that it is such an interesting perspective on what will happen when we push God's will, when we push God's timing, and just remember to keep it all in his hands.